Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the European crossover webinar. And we did going to see a bit of a strong rebound here in Bitcoin. While it's now up to 48,000, it did get up as high as 48,690. I think that was earlier on Sunday, but certainly has made a move. Take a look at the data. We did get Spanish unemployment down 76,000. And let's see, later today in the US, we get US session, we do get Canadian building permits and the US factory orders. That'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern. Take a look at the currencies. Euro up 22, cable up 9, Aussie flat, and dollar yen up 11. And crude oil is just basically flat here. Did see Nasdaq moving up off of these lows that we just recently put in. I wasn't up at the time, but I did like this level 43. Didn't think we'd make it all the way down there, but they did. Get it in this rebound here. A bit oversold here because there's real good value in that 65.70. So I'm not even sure if I'd make it down to 43, but pretty good solid bounce from that area. S&P's also seeing a little bit of a bounce. You can see the triple Q's made it down there, right there to that 357.03, and that's right where when the Nasdaq had just come up here to this. See what ticks look like on 15-minute. Solid rebound. I think this must be wrong here. This upper thing. I think it gapped up all the way up here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's got to be wrong. It's just like it gapped here and then start trading off. That's got to be wrong. Right, that should have been 57. I don't even know if that's the correct time. See, because then that would say that it jumped all the way up there and it came back down. But anyway, we'll go on and move on to the analysis. So the euro in the prior week managed to defend the support level of 1541, which will remain as support. A break will open the move to a major key level, which will be 1496. Resistance to start the week will be 1624, followed by 1663. So take a look at the weekly. Potentially, we thought this could even drop down to 1541. It held above that area, trying to make a move here. As we indicated here, $16.24, followed by $16.63. Right there. Decent solid move. We'll go with the 16.24. Let's see here. We had 1570. We'll stay with this 1570 for the support. And moving on to the cable. Cable tested the 34 level last week with a low of 34.11, finding bids as the pair challenged the volume weekly level of 34.22. The pair rebounded above 35. Resistance for the week will be 35.94. Drop back support will be 34.82. So resistance right now is going to be 35.94. We drop back support at 34.82. Same thing here. We'll take a look on the weekly. So pretty good pullback in here. So we've dropped back, get a bit of a rebound. You can see here, coming in here, it actually comes in 36.05, but this level that we're looking at on the daily would be 35.94. And then any dips back, when we sort of gets trading rather quietly, we'll find that at 34.82 for support. Moving on to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie closed the weekly chart with a medium-legged doji. You can see here, medium-legged doji after testing sub 72 and above 73. The pair appears in a respite. Resistance to start the week will be 73.28 with support at 72.13. Now we do have it for 73.28, but you can see a nice little level here. And I think I was going to go with the 73.37 because I had moved this up here, and that's where the real resistance, but we'll keep it at the 73.28, but I actually moved it up here and moved this level coming in here. If it's able to pop above it, actually we'll just go and move this to that level I had there, 73.37. And then on to dollar yen. Dollar yen took out the short stops above 112 before closing the prior week near 111. Support to start the week comes in at 1078. And actually, you can see here it was a pretty quiet start to the week. 1078 followed by 1043. Resistance will be 1152. And then moving on to Bitcoin, which we did have a pretty good bounce back up here in Bitcoin. They simply just couldn't take out that 40,000 area. And a lot of this, they were looking for regulation that potentially wasn't going to come through. And that certainly did it. Along with they're looking at an ETF that can possibly get approved. So that gave it that extra boost. Okay, so Bitcoin has ripped higher after the market's inability to take out 40,000. Fundamentally, there was regulatory concerns that appeared unlikely to take hold, as discussed last week. Immediate resistance is followed. Immediate resistance is going to be 48,420, followed by 49,504. So we'll go to 48,420, although it was above it at the time when I was doing it. Not too far above it, but it was. And supported 46,622. And next up is going to be the S&Ps. So S&P futures managed to close the week at the key weekly level of 43.42 and above the 100-day moving average of 43.34. Initial resistance will be 43.73, followed by 43.84. Right there, and close about 43.42. You can see right there, just above that 100-day moving average. So once again, be looking at 43.73. And 43.25 actually even came in pretty weak. We even dipped below that. Well, we have even dipped below that. We even dipped below 43.20. Let me get 43.17. And then moving into the Nasdaq. Did have a pretty good run in here, and we've pulled back. Support is going to be this 14,643. And resistance if we're able to pull up, resistance is going to be right there at 14,736. Now they were much higher in Asia when they opened up. And moving into gold. So gold finished the prior week just above 1760, which can allow for a counter trend move to 1775, followed by 1796. Support will be 1745. And potential counter trend move to 1775. And then with crude, so crude closed at another weekly high for the front month contract. Immediate resistance will be 76.08. Oh, what's the high so far? Oh, 76.20. So 76.08. Followed by the monthly level of 76.95. Support will be 75.17. Followed by 74.54. And then take a closer look here at the Nasdaq. We just made that run almost up to 14,720. Point of control right now is coming in at 14,712. Pretty good little dip back after we blasted those highs. We had taken off and then we came right into this level here at 07. We actually came up to, I think, 18 or 17. I pulled back a little bit here as the market tries to find itself after that pretty good sell-off from Asia. Take a look at the volume. Came in almost right here to this level here, which is 719. High for the move was 715. Decent volume coming in, actually just before that 20, but the cluster comes in right there around 45. So they do make that move up here. That's where they're going to run into some resistance. And I thought they might have been able to make that 25, but pretty good little pullback off of that now. S&P is dipping right back quickly. This 43.25, which initially was going to be the support. We've dropped it down to that 17 as it spooked them a little bit. We'll see how we open them up on Monday. And once again, take a look at the triple Qs. We did go and tag that, as I mentioned, that 357.03. That's where they ended up putting in that bottom there. at 14,643. So we dipped back after we ran some stops here. I'll get the bias chart posted, and we'll see you in the chat room. And thanks for joining us here on the European crossover webinar.